Good morning, everybody, and by everybody I mean specifically and strictly only the people that are subscribed to my channel. It's a very big day today. I'm actually recording this video with a broken ankle right now. It's pretty wild, actually. Not actually, but it's snapshot day. If my ankle was broken, I'd still be recording this video. Yes, that is right. Only to the subscribers of my channel, there is a brand new Minecraft snapshot out, 21W37A, and oh boy, this is a big one. Not only is this the very first real, official, certified 1.18 snapshot, but there are so many changes. Like, the world is huge, there are a bunch of new biomes, there are a bunch of new ore veins, there's so many changes. It's gonna be a big one today. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Minecraft 1.18 snapshot, the first one, 21W37A. If you like today's video, remember to leave a like so you can say that you left a like, and subscribe. This week, a couple more days from now, is actually the 3-year anniversary of me uploading a video, never missing a day. So you're basically guaranteed a video every single day for free, and now that it's snapshot season, snapshot videos every single week, you won't want to miss them. Today, September 15, 2021, snapshot 21W37A release. This is the very first 1.18 snapshot. This is the first seed that I got. The very first taste of 1.18 for me is good. It's peaceful. No matter how you angle it today, 21W37A is a very significant, gigantic snapshot. There are a ton of changes implemented in the snapshot. However, if you've been following the unofficial experimental snapshots that were official, but not snapshots, I don't know, guys. It gets kind of confusing. However, if you've been closely following the 1.18 test snapshots, you might actually recognize a lot of the changes in this video. Not every single one. I think I found at least 2 that are different, but a lot of the changes you will recognize. We will start off with a massive, mind-blowing one. Possibly the biggest change of Minecraft 1.18 entirely, the clouds. The clouds are way higher now, 192. Before, I think they were at like 128. Okay, I admit it. That was a little bit of a lie. That's not the biggest 1.18 change. Maybe one of the biggest 1.18 changes happens under the ground. If you go under the ground in this snapshot, everything is going to look different. The caves are big, gigantic, beautiful. Yeah, if I sound excited today at all, it's definitely because I'm excited because look at this thing. I mean, how can you not be excited about this? It's a gigantic cave. It looks so good. Now, looking around in this cave, I can actually notice one of the changes, at least it feels like I can. Granite, andesite, this other stuff, and dirt. They actually generate in chunks a little bit different under the ground now. Looking around in this cave, definitely seems to look a little bit different. Like, these patches are gigantic in here now. Like, I'm not sure. Clearly, the caves are completely different in 1.17, but these patches definitely look a whole lot bigger. Also, ores. Ores have changed a lot in this snapshot. Because there are so many changes in today's snapshot, and not because I had a rock start at all before recording this video, I'm going to try and keep things moving quickly today. In 21W37A, the world gets taller with new mountains that we'll take a look at in a minute, and it gets deeper with the new caves. That means ore generation is going to have to get shaken up a little bit. With these ore generation changes, mining is changing completely. According to the changelog, there is no longer going to be a single Y level that is best for all of the ores. You're going to need to be a little bit more strategic, maybe even have a couple different branch mines. We're going to run through all of the new ore generation ranges quickly right now. Coal now generates above Y0 with a strong bias towards Y96 and above. That means the higher you are, the more likely it is that you find coal. Compared to before, coal also is going to have reduced air exposure, which means you're going to have to dig a little bit more to find coal, or go under the water. Next up would be iron. Iron ore now generates below Y72 with a strong bias towards Y16. Y16 is the best level to find iron now. That's pretty deep. Iron also generates above 112, which means inside of the mountains, iron. You could probably consider copper as the next step. Copper ore now generates between Y0 and Y96, with a strong bias right in the middle at Y48. Copper ore also generates in larger amounts in the Dripstone Cave biome. If you find the Dripstone Caves, start mining for copper, because it's good. Also, do you remember those ore veins from way earlier in the year, like before the update split? Well, if you do, they're back. If you don't remember them, imagine a vein of ore with like potentially hundreds and hundreds of blocks of ore. It's insane. The gigantic super cool ore veins are back now. If you're in between Y0 and Y50, if you're lucky, you'll be able to find a gigantic copper ore vein. It'll have granite blocks, copper ore blocks, and raw copper blocks. And way deeper in the world, in between Y-60 and Y8, you'll be able to find gigantic iron ore veins mixed with iron ore, tough, and raw iron blocks. These things are pretty rare, so if you find one, you're lucky. And you're also loaded. I hate to talk about it really, but I have to. Gold ore is next. Gold ore will now generate below Y32, mainly generating at -16. So just like avoid that layer or something. Lapis now generates anywhere below Y64 with a strong bias towards Y0. However, any lapis below -32 or above 32 won't be exposed to the air, so you're going to have to dig to find it. Branch mine. It could also be underwater, that counts. Redstone ore now generates anywhere below Y16. Once you get to Y-32, redstone ore generation is going to drop off. Less common. And finally, diamond ore. Diamonds now generate below Y16, but they get more common the deeper that you go. Diamonds also have reduced air exposure, so they might be a little bit more tricky to find. And that's it. Yeah, according to the changelog, emerald ore doesn't exist. I don't know. So obviously, a ton of ore generation changes. These might end up changing even more by the time 1.18 releases, and they require survival testing. I can't really say too much else about them today, so we'll move on. So the big one here, even if you haven't been following the experimental snapshots, is world generation. World generation has now completely changed. 1.18, when it drops, is basically Minecraft 2.0 at this time. Everything is going to look different. There are gigantic hills now. There are obviously gigantic caves. The rivers look so much better. There are new biomes that we're going to talk about in a minute. Yeah, basically everything has changed. Things like this can happen now and not require a special biome. Basically, we have this big giant hill right here, but a forest is on top of it and a plains biome is on top of it. Logically, should a plains biome be on top of a hill? I have no clue. That's kind of your call, but it can happen, and it's really cool. New biomes. All of these biomes were introduced in the experimental snapshots. The first one is the meadow biome. Look at how peaceful it is. There are flowers all over the place. It's got this pale grass color, kind of similar to the taiga. It's a nice place. Inside of this biome, you'll be able to find donkeys, rabbits, and sheep spawning.
Nice.
It didn't happen here because it's uncommon, but sometimes you'll be able to find a lone tall oak tree or tall birch tree with a bee nest on it too. The meadow biome is a brand new mountain biome. The grove biome is also another brand new mountain biome. This is the grove biome right here. It's basically like a snowy taiga forest. There is powder snow on the ground though, so you're gonna have to be careful. You'll be able to find wolves, rabbits, and foxes spawning in the grove biome. And yeah, like I said, powder snow on the ground sometimes. Now, it doesn't look like I actually had very much powder snow inside of this biome, but yeah, watch out for the powder snow. The Stony Peaks. Look at how good this looks. So this biome right here that we're looking at is the Stony Peaks biome. Yes, that's right. That is calcite. If you haven't heard yet, calcite generates in the mountains. It's the thing that I've always wanted my entire life, and it's real. The Stony Peaks is another brand new mountain biome. Goats can spawn here. It's a warmer mountain biome. If you have a mountain that forms in a warm area like the savanna, it should turn into a Stony Peaks biome if it gets tall enough. The name of this mountain biome is very straightforward, the Snowy Slopes biome. The Snowy Slopes biome is a bunch of slopes with a ton of snow. Rabbits and goats can spawn inside of the Snowy Slopes biome, and look at it, it looks amazing. Now you'll also be able to find powder snow in here, so be careful, leather boots might help. Snowy Slopes, looks great. But that's not all. Also on this mountain there is a second biome. You see where the stone kind of starts to appear? That's the next biome. This biome is called the Lofty Peaks biome. The Lofty Peaks biome is pretty similar to the Stony Peaks biome that we saw over there, but instead of all stone, we have snow up here too. Lofty Peaks biome has tons of snow and goats. Goats spawn here. Taking a quick pause from going biome to biome, look at the generation here. It looks really, really good. I showed the seed off earlier. This is the spot. It looks so good, like this low part in the middle with the mountains all around it. I love when these formations happen. It's almost like a circle. That's great. As you can tell, the mountains are made up of a couple different biomes. The next biome, snow-capped peaks. Now, ironically, snow-capped peaks is not really about snow. It's actually about ice. There's ice on top of the mountains here. It looks so good, and look at how tall these mountains are. They're going past the cloud. It's so cool. Mountains can now actually generate all the way up to 260. This one is 198. That one is probably about 200. That one might be a little bit taller, but yeah, 260. Insane. All of the mountain biomes that we just talked about have different generation ranges. Some of the biomes usually generate a little lower, like the meadow down there, and then the peak biomes are usually going to generate a little bit higher. They are so cool looking. Look at this mountain right there. Like, that is perfect. Birch forest, dark oak forest, meadow, and then whatever mountain peak biome right there. Like, amazing. Perfect. Devs, nice. Like, this new generation is just so good looking. We have huge hills, low areas so we can build to, and rivers. Rivers have gotten a huge upgrade too. More consistently, they actually run through and connect. Fjords, Swedish rivers, is basically big mountain river in the middle that's wide and deep. The whole world entirely, it all just looks so good. But look at that mountain. Inside of the mountain is a new biome, the Dripstone Cave biome. The Dripstone Cave biome is one of the two brand new cave biomes. Inside of the Dripstone Caves, you'll find a lot of dripstone, like tons of the stuff all over the ceiling, the walls, the floor. You'll also find puddles of water on the ground, and you'll actually find more copper ore here too, like I said earlier. If the biome has enough room to get tall enough, you'll find these really, really cool looking structures that are just like solid dripstone blocks going from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. It's really, really cool looking. And then finally, as long as I didn't miss any of the biomes, don't think I did, the Lush Caves biome. The Lush Caves biome is the cave biome with tons and tons of life, azalea bushes, moss blocks, drip leaf plants, you know, glowberries, all of the Lush Cave stuff. Related to the Lush Caves, they also have a unique mob now, Axolotl. The Axolotl will only spawn inside of the Lush Cave biome. As of this snapshot, Axolotls now have their own mob cap too. Now, sometimes, it doesn't happen every time, but sometimes you'll actually be able to find one of those oak trees with azalea leaves up on the surface. If you find it and like dig straight down from it, it'll actually lead you to a Lush Cave. So did it happen over here? No, it didn't. But you know what did happen over here? Way more impressive lush cave biome. Glowberries all over the ceiling, super bright. A little bit more dark down here, but there's tons of bushes, moss. There's some night vision so you can see. This place feels so good. It's like so alive, full of life, and just such a unique feeling area. Now, the thing that you're looking for, that oak tree with the azalea leaves, would be this thing. You'll find this generating up on the surface or sometimes in a cave, and basically dig straight down from it, and it should lead you to a lush cave every single time. That's cool. Kind of goes without saying here, if you know about 1.18 at all of the cave shapes are different, completely different. Underground cave generation has been completely reworked. They're crazy, they're wild now, they're big, they're really, really cool, and of course the whole biome thing too. Sometimes you will be able to find caves that don't have a biome, it's just like a normal cave, and they're caves. Mob spawning has changed. The change was made earlier in one of the experimental snapshots and has actually been carried over. Mob spawning makes sense now. Mobs can only spawn in a light level of 0. Hostile mobs. Now, it's actually going to work a little bit differently with spawners. Spawners got more dangerous. They can spawn mobs up to a light level, I think it's like 10 or something. Aside from spawners, though, now it's complete darkness. So this area over here, light level 0, could definitely spawn hostile mobs until I put this torch here. Anywhere that you can see light in this area, even all the way out here where it's really, really dim, is actually spawn-proof now. So we could put a torch right there. We could put one, like, all the way over here and basically cut out all of the spawns in this area. This is a very interesting change. It's going to change a lot of the game and how things work, how you actually light up caves and block spawns. 4 torches and this whole area is basically spawn proof. It's pretty cool. We first saw this change a little while ago now, but what do you think about it? Do you like this change, or do you feel that the change makes the game too easy? Throw your take down below. So when it comes to changes from the experimental snapshots, that's basically it for the most part. Now there are a couple changes that we haven't seen before, starting with the enchanting table. So the enchanting table will now actually give off a little bit of light. Oh my gosh, it gives off light. It actually works. I haven't seen it yet. That's the first time. Wow. Light level 7 right there, it looks like, from this enchantment table. So wow, when paired with that mob change that we were just talking about, that's going to mean this whole area around the enchantment table is spawn proof. So we can do bookshelves like that. Don't have to worry about any torches at all. That's really nice. I love that. For a while, the Bedrock Edition enchanting tables have given off light. Finally, these do too. Like, look at this. It's all spawn proof. No torches. I love it. And this is like big wealth stuff, top of the 1% we're talking, but imagine lighting up a whole field with enchanting tables, blocking out all of the spawns, something like that. Impressive.
Very nice.
It is official. As of today, 1.18 will now officially be known as the shear update because shears have gotten a huge upgrade. So now, if we were to use shears on kelp, like chop it right there, that's going to stop the kelp from growing forever. So we have that kelp right there. We should be able to go and do other stuff, and it just won't grow anywhere. It won't grow anymore. That's going to be the same thing for cave vines. It's going to be the same thing for weeping vines, and it's going to be the same thing for twisting vines. Basically, if we shear the top of this thing, it's like limited, and the game knows to not grow that vine anymore. Same with that one, and same with that one. On the surface, it might seem like a pretty strange, random change, but actually, for terraforming, that's huge. You could use these vines to decorate a tree, like make it look better, your base or whatever, shear it, and then they stay like that. Like, they don't grow anymore. That's kind of cool. So check this out. Before today, I would be a monster for this, but baby villager right there. Now we have a vindicator, we have a pillager, and we have an evoker. The baby is terrified, of course. That's very, very smart of the baby. But these mobs actually don't care. They will no longer massacre baby villagers, which is actually pretty sweet. Now the grown-up ones definitely still in danger, but the children, they have time to run to safety or like 10 blocks away, and then just stand there and grow up and then get massacred, which is, I mean, it's a little bit better. Longer life for the baby. Nice. Technical changes. We do have some technical changes in this very first 1.18 snapshot too. Check them out. They're on screen right now. Go ahead and pause and read over them if you want. Maybe you're into technical stuff with the game. You make data packs. You do something. That's very cool. These are the technical changes. I'll link the changelog down below. There's actually like a crazy amount of technical changes, like a lot of them, and then bug fixes as well. A couple option changes too. I think the big one is toggle sprint and toggle sneak in the controls. Check this out. We go into controls now. It looks completely different. We have a couple different options for mouse settings, keybinds. We have sneak, hold, or toggle, sprint, hold, or toggle, and then auto jump. With both of them set to toggle, all I need to do is press sprint once, and then I just keep running. I can let go of it. And same thing with sneak. I press it once, and then there we go. I'm sneaking. Now I'm not sneaking, and I'm running. Now I'm still running. Snapshot 21, W37A, September 15, 2021. It's a big snapshot. Hey, it's a big day. Minecraft 1.18 is officially in snapshots, and it's snapshot season. Now, if you're new to the community, usually snapshots drop every single Wednesday, and if you're new to the channel, every single Wednesday, a snapshot video from me. A significantly great reason to subscribe. In terms of changes and additions for 21W37A though, that's actually basically going to do it. That's it for today's video. Now would be the perfect time to leave a like if you haven't yet, and like I said just a second ago, subscribe. Patron gang, big shout out to my patrons, Schneebzy, Fish and a Beanie, and Austin V. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.